Hi, I'm Austin with Rogers Cowboy Supply, here to tell you everything you need to know about spurs. First, I'm going to talk about the anatomy of the spur and the spur strap. Along with the anatomy of a spur is the important factors that the boots have to offer. This is what they call a spur shelf or a spur rest. The spur will rest just right on top of that to hold it in place. This is what they call the rowel. This is the shank of the spur. This is the band of the spur. And this is what they call a shap guard. The shap guard is designed to keep your shaps from interfering with the use of the rowel. Next, I'm going to talk about spur strap fit, how the strap should fit on your boot properly. If you're a ladies or a men's shoe size 7 or above, you're going to be an average adult size spur strap. If the foot's smaller than that, you might be a youth or a very small ladies. If the spur strap has a buckle, you always want your buckle to be on the outside of your foot. This is so that the buckle doesn't wear at your ankle or your saddle or your stirrup. It's a comfort reason. If you're measuring for fit, you can measure from spur button to spur button and allow yourself a couple extra inches for adjustment. There's several different types of spurs out there. Finding the right one for you is strictly up to the kind of riding you do, the kind of horse you have. Although you wear spurs, it doesn't mean that you always have to make contact with your horse. And that's very important when it comes to the size of the shank. This is a very short shank with a very dull, small rowel. This would be very light pressure, and someone with shorter legs may benefit the most from this spur. This is also a form of a bumper spur. The rowels are going sideways, which allows for more of a swiping effect rather than a poking effect. This is what they call a humane spur. This spur offers a little bit more communication without the bite of a spur with a rowel. This is a good spur for novice riders. They can't really get in too much trouble with a spur this dull. The next spur that I have has a really long shank, a shap guard, large rowels, and jingle bobs. There's no real function for jingle bobs other than the sound that they make. This spur's fun for some ladies that like a little bling. Although it's fun, it's functional. It has a little bit of a shap guard, it has a light rowel, and a shorter shank. This would be a good spur for many different activities. The next spur that I have is a men's spur. It has a wider band on it and a longer shank. This would be a good spur for a taller man because it has a longer shank and a bigger rowel. The next spur I have is a bull riding spur. You'll notice that the shanks are slightly tilted in, they're straight, and they generally have a fixed rowel on them that's sharp. It's to encourage the bull to buck and to also hold the rider on. The next spur I'm going to show you is for kids. They make kids spurs for all ages. These are probably about a toddler age. As you can see, they have a medium-sized shank and not a very sharp rowel. This is great for toddlers. The next thing I'm going to talk about is leg position with your spurs. Proper leg position is imperative to contact with your horse. When your heels are up in your stirrups, not only does that affect your seat, but it affects how you may be poking your horse with the spur. When your heels are down, that reinforces a solid seat, and it also keeps your spur away from the horse until your spur is needed. One of the most common problems I hear with spurs is what happens when my spur rides up my boot. That's what spur tie-downs are for. They do make them in leather. Rubber's the best alternative because it stretches and it will wear in faster. The way spur tie-downs work is they hook from the outside button, they go under the boot, and they hook to the inside button, kind of like a stirrup. The last topic I have is rowels themselves. Rowels can be interchanged in most spurs. This is a smooth rowel. This rowel offers very little bite. It's very smooth all the way around. I have a few different sets of rowels here to show you. These are small and very dull. These are good for short shank spurs. The next one I have, the points are further apart and they're dull. This is a kind of a medium pressure rowel. The next one has a little bit more bite to it, but the points are closer together. The last one I have, these are sharp and the points are close together. This offers a lot of bite. Hopefully this has helped you make informed decisions about choosing the right spur for you. We here at Rogers Cowboy Supply carry many different spurs for Western riding. For more info, visit www.rogerscowboysupply.com. So thank you from all of us at Rogers Cowboy Supply, your home for all things Western.